Today I'm going to take you through a very simple morning breath practice and meditation. So this is just a really nice, gentle way to start the day. It's particularly intended for people who really struggle with anxiety in the morning. So you just want to come to a comfortable seated position. It could be cross-legged like this. You might be kneeling. You might prefer to sit up on something like a cushion, or even just settle into a really comfy chair. There's no perfect posture. You just want to make sure that you've got a nice expansion of your chest and that you feel like you can breathe reasonably deeply. If you're really struggling, you might even just want to pile some pillows behind you in your bed. We're going to take a few rounds of alternate nostril breathing. So there's a couple of ways that you can do this with your hand. So the first option is to bring the fingertip and your index finger and middle finger in between your eyebrows. A little bit of pressure is quite nice here. And then you'd be using your thumb and your fourth finger alternately to block off your nostrils. The other option is just to bring your hand down in front of your mouth and use your thumb and your index finger alternately. I think I'm going to do that version today just because it's a little bit easier for you to see. But normally when I'm practicing by myself, I do actually tend to take my fingers into my forehead because I quite like that sense of pressure, especially if I've got a bit of a tension headache. Okay, so we're going to start by bringing the thumb to close the right nostril and breathing out entirely through the left. Then we're going to breathe in through the left. Seal it off. Open up the right and breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Seal it off. Breathe out through the left. That constitutes one round. So in through the left, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left, and using the fingers to block off the nostril that you're not using. Let's take 5 rounds together. So starting with sealing off the right, breathing out entirely, maybe through your mouth or through the left nostril, and then we'll begin. Inhale through the left. Seal it, out through the right. In through the right. Seal it, and out through the left. Carry on at your own pace. One more round. Next time you finish a round, just bring your hands back to your lap or to your knees. Take a few breaths in and out through your nose, focusing on the sensation, the shift to breathing through both nostrils again. And also noticing if your thoughts, your mind has slowed just a little bit as you concentrated on that rhythmic action. We're just going to continue to practice this kind of mental discipline of focusing. We're going to practice pendulation. So this is a wonderful tool if you are feeling very anxious, where you can acknowledge how you're feeling whilst also paying attention to other truths. We're going to focus on what we can hear as well as what we can feel within ourselves. So we're initially just going to draw our attention to how we're feeling today. So you might want to start with the body, or if the body doesn't work for you, if you have a lot of aches and pains, then you can go straight to whatever the dominant sensation you're experiencing is. Now there's no right or wrong here. So if you're quite anxious, you might be feeling jittery, sick, upset or panicky, but you also might just be numb or flat. You could pay attention to a particular physical manifestation of those emotions, if you've got a queasy tummy, or you could just sit with that overall sense. Just going to allow ourselves to experience that anxiety, just for about 20 seconds or so. Just noticing that it's present, acknowledging it. And then we're going to shift our attention to what we can hear. You'll be able to hear my voice, but what else can you hear? Notice all the sounds around you. You might be able to hear some coming through the recording. The radiator in the studio is clicking. There's rain outside. And what's happening in the space close to you? And what's happening further away from you? Maybe you're also inside. What can you hear from beyond the windows or doors of the place where you're sitting? Notice the directions that the sounds are coming from and how close or far away they sound to you. Now we're going to bring our attention back internally. So come back to how you're feeling today. Allow yourself to sit with the emotions or the physical sensations again. Be present to them. Acknowledge that they're there. You might even accept that they're unpleasant and that you don't want them. Maybe this time you notice something else as well. Is there more than one sensation, more than one emotion? If you can identify more sensations or emotions, can you name them as well? Or sit with them for another 10 seconds or so. And now bring your attention back to what you can hear. Notice if there are any different sounds. I can hear someone in the flat above the studio now. Maybe some sounds have disappeared. Or maybe you can pick up more subtle sounds you didn't hear the first time. Once again, try and identify the direction the sounds are coming from and how close or far away they are. You might also want to start using your other senses. Perhaps what you could smell in the space that you're in. Or the remnants of any tastes in your mouth. Let's bring ourselves back internally again for the last time. And notice how it made you feel that I said we were doing this for the last time. Did you feel relief? Did you feel confident that you could do this now? Bringing your attention back inwards. Noticing your feelings. Noticing your sensations. Allowing yourself to notice if they have shifted or changed. Noticing that you're able to be with them and not be overpowered by them. Let's take another 20 seconds, keeping our attention inwards. Now shift your focus again. Allow it to move outwards, noticing the sounds first of all. Identifying what you can hear and where it is in relation to you. You might also now want to start to tune in to the sense of your body in space. Notice the feeling of whatever surface you're sitting on and the points of your body in contact with it. Perhaps the sensations of your clothes. Feeling the temperature of the air and if there's any movement in the air around you. Feeling the sense of space, or perhaps of furniture or other things close to you. If your eyes were closed, gently allow them to open. And turning your head, reorientate to the space that you're in. Looking up and around, noticing the boundaries of the space. Letting your eyes wander and take in details that you might have missed before. Or if the space is very familiar to you, just letting your eye fall on things that bring you pleasure or positive associations. Reorientating to your environment, moving your head and your neck as you look. And finally coming back to center and just do a little check-in about how you're feeling now. The practice of pendulation can be a really powerful way to allow ourselves to sit with feelings or sensations that feel really overwhelming. So using these two tools during your day, coming back to your breath, maybe using a rhythmic breath, like alternate nostril breathing that you have to concentrate on, or shifting your focus between your internal and external worlds can be good tools for your toolbox if you struggle with anxiety. I hope that you found this meditation helpful, and if it was helpful, maybe you'll come back and do it again. Thank you for practicing with me.